You know what I'm saying? But anyway. Come outside, niggas.
Y'all niggas see what they doing out the way? Nigga, I got an army out here.
Got an army out here.
Come on.
I love that soundbite. I'm sorry. But anyway, so he's going to get into talent. And I mean, I guess the way that it relates is it's interesting. I heard Angry Man make this point, so I'm sorry if I'm going on a tangent. He made this point about how much more like support that women in content get. Cause I've seen mad channels with girls and they got a lot of followers. And shout out to them, some good channels, right? And I learned a lot. I learned a lot following these channels in terms of understanding what people want to watch. So I want to be the Drake of this content shit. I'm trying to tell you. But even with like live streams, getting super chats, or even in music, right? But it's interesting, like when I think about Doechii in a way, it's for one, I guess the privilege aspect comes from a few different things. For one, the conversation about her being an industry plant, and I guess we also had to start kind of not really question, but really evaluate how talented is this person? Because she is talented, but I have to keep asking the question. It's a few different things. For one, you're being pushed. She's on the MTV Awards and got a Grammy this year. She has a Grammy already. All right, and I'm gonna share a clip soon of her with Lauryn Hill and whatnot. But I thought this was interesting to hear Corey Holcomb's take on Just Hilarious and the Breakfast Club and the other young lady who's working there and whatnot. So.
Seamless when she there.
Right.
It's the talent. The talent shows out, and then Les Hilarious ain't even reading right. I'm like, damn. So it's a problem now. Cause when she go, it's just like when a nigga with a horse, a woman who got an elephant.
Oh goodness.
And you working with pit bull. Even though you got bite, goddammit. Right. Whatever you do, it's gonna be some missing when they see this. That's what happened on stage when she performs. I'm talking about
that's a crazy metaphor. I'm not sure I understand the metaphor. Well, this real quick. Y'all caught that? They bleep some of it out, so I don't know. You know what?
This is what's being done out here. It's on a nightly basis. I hope the world can see now what's really going on out here, because it's getting little ninja. I see you, little crusty ninja. Little ninja. I see. Do you see the light bill? I see it. You can't be just.
Less hilarious. And now she had a job where all she had to do was deliver the news. She had a segment on The Breakfast Club. The other girl who has experience and talent at this job took her segment. Right. Not because she tried to, it's just you saw somebody who's talented. And then you see, read that, Les Hilarious.
And she stood in for her when she took off maternity leave.
When she stood in for, Les Hilarious, you should have had your baby on camera at the Breakfast Club.
He's so stupid.
Because they brought in somebody who is talented. And you could say I'm dissing, because that's what you're going to do. You're going to act like I'm hating. I'm not hating. You don't got the it. Your segment could have been good if you knew how to deliver it right. But now they got somebody doing your segment better than you, and it's just flawless. It's effortless. And the girl tried to be your friend, and everybody could see you ain't trying to be her friend. So I want to say to old girl Lauryn, I hope that you get the job, and I hope Les Hilarious has to open up an OnlyFans with that bionic-ass body that she bought through robbing the people, perpetrating talent. Because I want to see you doing bad, because I ain't going to even lie, Les.
That's how
I don't want you to be poor But if you're poor, it'd be easy for me to you and look at you while I'm washing up in your sink. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That's what I really.
It'll be easier for me to spend. Yo, I don't want to ever get into it with this nigga about nothing. I'm leaving Corey Holcomb alone. I don't care what he say.
Really want to do. You, Kendra G. It's a lot of bitches. I just want that feeling when I'm washing up. Like I'm about to get up out this mother. And she says, "Here for me." I want to say that so bad to you. Don't mistake it as Corey wants you. I know what happens to all you women, soul and heart and self-belief, when somebody like me is literally, because I like to wash my ass crack in your face with your rag.
Oh. TMI.
I clean that rag off with my ass in front of you. Because I ain't got no business over here. And if I'm over here.
All right. Going a little too far. That's getting a little vulgar. So let's go ahead and get back to the camera. So I want to translate what he's saying. Well, all right. So I guess I have my angle now. I couldn't figure out like how this relates, but this is how it relates in terms of the world that we live in. And I mean, and how far we've come and how things have changed. And when we hear about the child labor laws, there weren't child labor laws before. There was kids losing limbs and pieces of their freaking fingers working in factories. They used to have kids doing all types of shit. Okay, the laws we have to stop, pretty much to really protect women and children. We have made more and more and more law. You know what I mean? To the point where like, yo, like it is illegal for you to even think you were talking to a child online, which I'm not saying you should be doing. I'm just saying in general. Just having a conversation that's inappropriate with a child online, I think that's still endangerment. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to do it. You can have the intention. Well, again, which is a good thing. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, that wasn't always written into law or thought of. You know what I'm saying? Or just the age of consent, the age of where it's legal, where you're considered an adult, right? All these different things. But what it's done is, and I'm not saying that things need to regress, but it's just gotten to where everyone is so comfortable with how good things are running. And again, we become just so lax. Now I think that in men and women not valuing strong men, because for the most part, if you're a strong man or a masculine man, at some point people have made fun of you, or someone's made fun of you, or a woman has pretty much kind of like taunted you about that, or maybe pretty much said, oh, basically made some kind of jab about, you being assertive, or you trying to take control of a situation and everything. You've dealt with that, or like, even from the men, you know what I'm saying? For the most part, especially if you're a black guy, your masculinity is always in question, and you will always feel as though you haven't got to protect your masculinity. Okay. And having unrealistic pressure from people about said thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but this is what also makes someone who say, now again, Corey made a good point. All Jess Hilarious had to do was just read the segment. She doesn't have to tell jokes to do anything. And she's not able to even do that. You know what I mean? Jess Hilarious is someone who did skits on the internet. And I think she was on Wild 'N Out, I believe. I'm sorry, Hey, Google. Was Jess Hilarious on Wild 'N Out?
Based on the information available, Jess Hilarious has indeed made a notable impact on Wild 'N Out. Here's what contributes to her reputation.
Thanks, bro. So yeah, she was on Wild 'N Out, right? So what I'm getting from it is like she doesn't know how to, for one, take full advantage of her opportunity. She's someone, again, I think, she was good in that space, which was the skits and whatnot. And, being on Wild 'N Out, I think she picked up some skills. But again, you know what it is? Women in showbiz, she don't have no masculine leadership around her. You know what I'm saying? She's someone who doesn't take direction. All right. Which is why she hasn't developed her professionalism. Like, for the most part, it's probably one of the last type of high profile jobs she's probably going to get. All right. Because again, these are people who don't have any other skills. So you would think they'd be putting more into this and whatnot, but you see a lot of like mediocre women in entertainment who have these high, like you know what I'm saying? Like again, like she actually does shows, she does stand up, and she is not funny at all. I've never heard Just Hilarious say or do anything funny. For the most part, she represents a whole caricature. She has the mean black girl persona and look. You know what I mean? Even like from the delivery, to her facial expressions and all that shit, along with the like overinflated ego, like someone who's like really okay looking and whatnot, but because they have all the attachments and the upgrades and shit, you know what I mean? Which is why I need to be in government. They see themselves because they cosplaying a beautiful woman. So a lot, she also represents the kind of woman that will cosplay a beautiful woman and then really carry on as if she is beautiful, and the same thing with talented. And we got a lot of people who carry on in the talented person's place. You know what I'm saying? And I think that goes on to the point where Doechii can stand out like this. It is good timing. I'm not gonna lie, it's good timing. But you got almost all the women who have come out in the last 5 years. All they talking about is fucking sucking and stealing. All right, and trying to finesse and have basically a trick whole relationship. You know what I'm saying? And you want to have that with your man because you want to have a guarantee of this dollar amount. It is extremely pretentious to discuss dollar amounts. Who does that? Like we've got to a point where women will actually talk about how tall you need to be. Okay. How much money you need to make, how big you need to be, how many kids you can or can't have. Yo, I go through the Facebook dating site for research purposes only. And I'm like, yo, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that someone has to date people with kids, but it's just interesting for y'all dating profiles. Y'all write all the stuff you don't want or don't like, and you don't spend any time trying to charm the guy. This woman was super duper mid and in her late 30s, and she had a note in there saying, well, yeah, if I see your profile that you don't answer the question of if you don't have kids, I'm assuming that you do have kids and this and that. And I'm looking like this is the finesse that women want you to believe. Women want you to believe that they can't tolerate certain things. We now have the data. A woman can tolerate whatever she wants to tolerate. Okay? You just need to be lovable enough. Okay? That's why it's important to be as masculine as possible. The woman who's going to be attracted to you being masculine and productive and whatnot is seeing that as the light, is seeing that, yo, I need his leadership. I need to be up under him and whatnot. That's who you want to be dealing with. You don't want to be dealing with someone who sees that as, just not important. Which leads us to this next clip right here. Where is it?
Is it close enough? You want to guess one more time? What would be a red flag for me?
Bad music taste.
Oh, that is a good one.
Because that's one for me.
That is a good one.
Like,
But that's
what
not
do you
what
mean
I
you don't listen to Michael Jackson? But okay.
Okay. This is a huge red flag for me.
All right. It's so crazy. I was going to say men.
Strike one. You're a man.
Yeah.
And you're heterosexual.
Yeah. I was going to say, so technically, because my mind was already there, I don't think I deserve to eat a wing.
I think you do, friend. That's my biggest dating red flag.
Is it being on the DL?
You're on the right track. I have my answer.
So this is the clip right here that's going viral, and I think that the reason why it's going viral is because Black people are starting to kind of wake up to, all right, what we've been doing doesn't work, and this kind of talk, this kind of behavior it's not cute because you got to think about what it means and how it influences young women. All right. This gender fluid, sexuality fluid type malarkey, that's what that whole thing is about. So I keep telling y'all that it's interesting how, listen, when people have influence, someone who could be from an alternative lifestyle, when if they can influence people, you will take on their traits, even though, like, so for example, right? If I know if someone's insane and I don't it doesn't resonate with me the fact that they're insane, right? I may actually take advice from them. I may actually listen to them. I may actually take them very seriously. And what will that do for me if I take them very serious? Then that means that the quality of my decisions will come down, then the quality of my outcomes will come down. Bad juju. No bad juju. We're not doing it. So people look at this now for what it is. I'm like, this is how a lesbian would think. This is how someone thinks when they want chaos. You got to realize that this is something I had to realize too. Women don't really like peace. They don't like them because that's boring. Men want peace. Women do not really like peace. When women, for the most part, will create some kind of issue. People like this want chaos because there can be no family, no strong family, male-led family with someone who thinks like this and someone who wants other people to think like this. I mean, a heterosexual male. So what? It was just stupid. So I think that was Ryan Davis. He's a comedian. He had a pretty good reaction to this whole thing. I thought it was pretty dope.
My biggest dating red flag. I mean, strike one. You're a man.
Yeah.
And you're heterosexual.
Yeah.
And before you go, oh, it ain't like you had a chance with her anyway. I don't want to date Doechii. Doechii does cocaine on camera. And then she raps about it and does performances about it. And they push that music to the children. And these children will idolize her because she's a star and she's making drug use sound cool. Now, for me, dating, that's a red flag because I believe red flag speaks to caution or things to be suspicious of. And so character and actions lead to that. Now, I think that works for me and her. I wouldn't want to date her. She wouldn't want to date me. I don't care. My thing is, as a Black woman, I think you should find it problematic that someone would say that they're cautious of you just for being, because that's something Black women got to deal with all the time. So as a straight man, you just saying me being me is essentially problematic. It's something that I hope you change in the future, that you can see that you said and maybe word it differently and stick to like characteristics that speak to character. You know what I mean? Like allowing your boyfriend to put a gun to your head and telling him to pull the trigger just to show that you trust him.
Do it. I love you.
You love me?
Yeah.
You trust me?
Video of Doechii asking ex-boyfriend to pull trigger resurfaces. God dog, I even get this deep into this. I mean, I'm not surprised. Listen, I'm a creative. I am also insane, but I have channeled my insanity into like my creativity. I don't, and also I do my creativity realistically. I actually put it in motion, which is why I'm happy. Because I deal with reality and I'm brutally honest with myself. Even when it's inconvenient, even when it hurts the most, pause. Right? Creatives, in order for them to give you creative, for a lot of them, in order for them to be creative, they have to go through trial and error and just really stressful situations. It's kind of weird, you know what I mean? But whatever. But again, this is not really a shocking video. I've never seen any of this stuff before. I've never seen her doing bumps before or whatever this is right here. But like again, that should have been scrubbed off the internet. That's one. Two, this girl got influence, bro. Let me tell you something. Listen, these liberal people, they want these people to be famous to you because they want to keep you in a state of chaos and brokenness so that you never have no power. So the power stays in the elite with the elites, who are the elites now, because that's how you become elite, through family, building, you know what I'm saying? Over and over and over again. Multiple generations. But again, another reason why the feminist agenda is so damaging is because, like, yo, the family can't come together if the woman feels as though it's a negative thing to be under men's leadership. And what it is that you're no different than one of those people on My 800-Pound Life or any one of those 100-pound life shows, right? Where you could just stop eating, but you revel in the freedom of being able to eat whatever you want. Man, I ain't gonna lie, I do be jealous of the freedom they have and the support they have, and I don't the budget. I'm trying to understand, like, you know, those men are like never, like, you know, lottery winners. Yeah, dude working down at the damn plant, somehow able to afford $2,000 in groceries per month. Yo, I saw there was like a little like skit online with this dude, like he had his shirt stuffed with mad pillows and shit, and like he like eating the bed, and he was like, it's like how it be on my 600-pound life and going through the mills and whatnot. But anywho, so yeah, man, hold on, let's get back to this clip. I have not seen this before. Let me get this sharing again.
I fucking trust you. Do it.
See, I consider that to be problematic behavior. That would be a red flag for me. But I don't want to sit here and act like I'm perfect. I exhibit very problematic traits. Like, for example,
If you were offered $10K to sleep with me in my bedroom for 2 weeks every night, what would you do?
hell no. I would never need $10,000 that bad. But if I needed $10,000 that bad, I would just sell drugs. Yes, I know drugs like hurt your community and people's family members get strung out on it and it hurts people's lives. But I wouldn't like spread the drugs amongst many families or anything like that. I still have a heart. I would get my 10,000 by selling like drugs to rich people who can afford to spend like 10,000 on drugs. And then I'd just be selling to one person. You know, I'd probably just sell cocaine to Doechii.
That's crazy.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm performing in Charlotte, Baltimore, New York, Wilmington, Minneapolis, also 3 different parts of Canada too on this tour. I'm gonna change the name of my tour.
Yeah, shout out to the bull, man. So yeah, he made her. I think that was one of the most brilliant breakdowns that I've seen. I mean, not those strong. I just like when men are really straightforward and just keep it on the person you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? Don't try to make it. Don't try to spread nothing out. The thing is, when people hear men communicate, they want to hear assertiveness. They want to hear a strong opinion. Everything about you got to be strong. He didn't do nothing wrong, but I'm just saying. I think that's the only thing I think is missing from that whole exchange right there. But the point he was making was that all this is not cool. And he made a good point about, you're saying that I'm a red flag just for it being. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you know what? I'm going to stop it right here. And actually, no. One more point. I came this far. Fuck it. I came this far. Let's share this real quick. I want to go over this real quick for the show. I don't know when I stopped sharing, but it's cool. So this clip is from the Rory and Mal show. All right, and this is their reaction. Well, this is a point that Rory's making about Doechii's appearance with Lauryn Hill on the stage, to perform. Let me find that joint. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right. Oh, here it is.
Proof to stand next to certain people. I'm just saying, from a music standpoint, Alligator Mixtape is fire. I just don't know if that solidifies you to stand on stage with somebody that doesn't do shit and has that type of status. Like, of course, Lauryn gets to decide that, but come on. And I know I sound like I'm hating. I liked the moment. I loved her doing the second verse, but just the hip hop nerd in me, which is sometimes a bad thing, is looking at that like, all right, man. Like, do you know what Nicki Minaj had to do to get on that song with Beyonce?
Right.
I was pulled up this Nas shit because this is kind of what I was talking about. This was on Hip Hop is Dead. When you're 4 years in the game, we can have a conversation. 8 years in the game, I invite you on vacation. 10 years in the game after I enjoy my fame, only then I'll even let you pick my brain.
Right.
Like, you have to be 4 albums in to even talk to me.
Yeah. Look, I understand. I respect that, though.
But I get that. And again, this is
totally respect.
But this is the type of music and point of view that I grew up on as far as how rappers did their co-signing, or like even being around. Like, yeah, he nice, but he can't be next to me yet. He has to prove a lot more to even get in this realm.
This is not a button push. Lauryn Hill doesn't do shit she doesn't want it. Lauryn Hill doesn't show up to her own shows.
I agree with you, and I wasn't going to say the industry pushed this button.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say, is it deserving?
What do you mean? Is it deserve her being on?
You said, what do you mean? Is it deserving? You know what he means. I want to get to that point right there. You said, what do you mean? So that was the beginning of the video. You know what he's talking about, but you know what? He's speaking to, even though he made a really good point about Nicki, right? But the era we come from, it took a little longer for someone who's a legend. If you couldn't be brand new. Now, the only way you could be brand new and get to be on the record with a legend or stand with them with a legend like that is if you were their artist. And that can only happen in hip hop, or you have some kind of affiliation, or maybe with the label, like hook that up for you and whatnot. You feel me? But that just didn't happen. All right. It would take years for people to get popping. Okay. Most people from the 2000s, their story was that, they've been putting albums out, they've been putting music out. It was your first time hearing them. It would take a minimum of at least 3 years of really hard grinding, you know what I mean, before you might get a record that breaks. Whereas like now, if that should take off on TikTok, you out of here, which is my plan. But anywho, but you know what I mean? When things happen so much faster. And one of the reasons why people don't like it or may not like it is because, for one, this is why, again, she jumped up. The reason why the young lady spoke up like that is because, again, that's the sisterhood shit playing out where they have to defend the other woman because, again, they may want to use that privilege. What she's defending is people getting things that they shouldn't be getting or getting things that they don't deserve. That girl has not done anything to deserve all of these huge looks. You would think that girl had like 4 or 5 projects out. That girl got 1 project out that you can listen to. 1. People who have that kind of momentum, usually you can at least go find at least a few other projects, that came out before that album. I mean, I don't know of any, but for the most part, this is all off the last joint you put out. Okay. So we've seen a lot of, you've seen her get a lot of big pushes. A lot. And again, I get it. If that's what that label wants to do, all right, cool. But the people ain't feeling it, man. And what the people want, people want a good woman. All right. They want someone that they can get behind. They want a woman that they can champion. All right. The whole shit getting played out, man. We out here, man. Like, share, subscribe, man. I love y'all. Be safe. Peace.